AOPA keeps flying safe, accessible, and fun by protecting your freedom to fly. We are the most trusted one-stop resource for all things related to general aviation. Become an AOPA pilot today.
My name is Bob McConnell, and I'm an MH-60 Tango helicopter pilot stationed at U.S. Coast Guard Air Station Kodiak, Alaska. This is an incredible location. In the Coast Guard, specifically in Kodiak, safety's in our DNA. It's what keeps us alive while trying to rescue others in these dangerous conditions. In Kodiak specifically, we obtain safety through our demanding training regimen. Every pilot arriving at Air Station Kodiak undergoes a rigorous 12-month Alaska qualification certification before they're even allowed to operate as a pilot in command of search and rescue missions in Alaska. Quite obviously, this rigorous training program stems directly from asking our crews to operate in the harshest weather environments seen in the United States. You can see examples on how we implement this training routine in our day-to-day schedule here in Kodiak. Here in Kodiak, ongoing training and evaluation is how we achieve and maintain our proficiency. It's not only a core of what the U.S. Coast Guard does, it's how we mitigate risk. It's a module we'll use called the U.S. Coast Guard Risk Assessment Module, or GAR is what it's commonly referred to by us, that assesses risk versus gain. It's at the center of what we do in the Coast Guard, and it's the core operating model. Every flight, whether it's a training flight, a search and rescue case, or a medical evacuation, the pilots and the air crews are assessing risk to them, the airframe, versus the successful completion of the mission. If you spend any amount of time around Air Station Kodiak, it's easy to see how we implement this training into a day-to-day routine. Every day starts with a weather brief, patterns we can expect to see for that day throughout the following week, followed by a mission brief for that specific training flight for the day. To me, what I enjoy most, and what I would guess a majority of our pilots and air crews enjoy most about this job, is helping other people. It's about the people, whether it's a training mission to practice rescuing someone or an actual search and rescue mission. It's about bettering ourselves so we can respond to people on the worst day of their lives. In this region, Alaska, it's unforgiving. There's several elements that make this one of the most demanding regions in the world to be operating search and rescue. Something unique to Kodiak and just Alaska in general is the vast distances involved in these search and rescue cases.
There's a vessel with a guy in distress that needs to be hoisted off and taken to Anchorage, I presume, for medical care. So we're going to send a helicopter from Kodiak to do a gas stop in Cold Bay. So that's an en route stop for fuel for the helicopter. It's like a 3-hour flight there. And then another 2 or 3 hours to St. Paul. By that time, that crew is going to be at their fatigue limit, so they can't continue flying the aircraft to go conduct the hoist. So there's going to be a C-130 flying from Kodiak with a fresh helicopter crew that will land in St. Paul. The helicopter will get fuel and a fresh crew in St. Paul and then go offshore and conduct the hoist. And then they'll bring the patient back to St. Paul and then presumably load them up on a C-130 or on a LifeMed plane and fly them all the way to Anchorage. So that's the plan. It's going to take all day to have a second helicopter crew within some area that can respond quickly enough because the water's so cold there.
Obviously, I love flying. I love training. I love being out there every day with our crews. But hands down, the biggest reward of this job is conducting an actual search and rescue.
Arrived in St. Paul, island in coastal Alaska. We're here for a joint operation in between the C-130s and the 60s. Here to do a medevac off of a catcher processor in the Bering Sea.
It's truly been an honor to serve well over a decade in the U.S. Coast Guard, to get to serve side by side with the best search and rescue crews in the world. Me and my crews make that difference in just one person's life, in the lives of the communities we serve here in Alaska and around the entire U.S. It's not uncommon for us to burn 2, 3, sometimes even 4 crews just to get to one person in need and get them to that higher level of care. And I think I speak for most of us when I say that it just truly is an honor to be the air crew's trusted to show up for people. We show up to save people when they're having their worst day.
Roger, let's go 420. Easy left, can you see this guy? Easy left.
This is why we get up every day,
Easy forward and hold.
to save people, the people that no one else is really coming for.
That little right draft is back and left. Right.